Hey everybody, we're going to do one more coding practice today. But first of all, to give you a little background, right? If we have a coding interview, chances are it's going to be something to do with some kind of algorithm implemented in your code, right? And you can choose your own language. I happen to like Golang. I highly recommend if you're going to learn one, I would highly recommend you learn Golang for two reasons. One is it's easy to code in, and second is it's heavily used in startups, so you're likely to get into a job where Golang is actually used. Okay, so given that, there are basically three types of coding questions you get, right? One is math type, like, oh, there's a matrix and do something with this, whatever numbers. But more common is something that you have to do with strings. You will have some data set that you have to manipulate or do whatever. And the third type is lead code type problems where they give you like binary tree and stuff like that. Those are more advanced, and those are probably more for FAANG type companies and also for more true developer type jobs. So for DevOps coding interviews, you're more likely to get into a string type coding question than not, right? Now, to tackle those, and this I learned recently, is that the Golang has a strings package, and it is extremely powerful. It has so many built-in functions that you don't have to write code for. In a live coding scenario, you can just call the function. And so we really need to know about those functions and what they can do so that when the time comes, you're able to recall that and go, oh, yeah, I can use this function to get this part of the code done, as opposed to having to write it on your own, right? So I picked 15 or so functions that come from the strings package. You can probably look up documentation on this, which I did not do before the video. Strings package Golang. Let's see. Yeah, there's like a million functions you can use, and some of them are extremely useful, like I mentioned before. So I picked 15 of them to do demo of, right? With the pretext of interview questions. So the reason for that is you and I both have to know about these functions, that they exist and what they can do, so that again during the coding part you automatically know what to use, right? So let's get started. So what we're going to do in this particular one, we're going to demo contains, fills, and index. What do they do and how we can use it? So of course we have to have a package main, and this is the list that I'm going to keep track of as we do more and more of these. We're going to import FMT and strings, obviously, because FMT to print stuff, and strings that's what we're using. So first one we're going to demo is contain. So let's define a string first that has something in it. So let's do var s1 string equals some string, A, B, C, D, E, F, capitals, special characters, numbers, what have you, something that has a whole bunch of everything, right? So that's my string, and it's complaining because I haven't used S1 in anything. So first what we're going to do is we're going to use the contains function. What does contain functions do? It returns true if the second argument that you pass to is part of this string. Does it exist inside this string, right? And if it doesn't, it returns false. So we're going to call it like this. We're going to say if strings dot, you see, this is where you get all the possible functions, and these are all just phenomenal. So contains in the string s1. That's what we're checking in, right? And what are we checking for? We're checking for whatever we want, our heart desire. So let's say we're checking for, oh, I don't know, ACD or even AC, right? And if that exists, go ahead and set fmt.println, right? And say it's there. And if it doesn't exist, else, then print it's not there. It's not there. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. And then we're going to call it. Oh, well, actually, no, we're actually calling it. So Command S, save the file, clear the screen, run the code. You see, it's there because I called AC. I look for AC and AC is there. Now let's put something that's not there, ACDE. We know it's not there. If we run that, it's not there, right? So that's function we need to know. Second one we're going to do today is fields. Fields is really useful. Oh my goodness. Fields basically is like a cut command in Unix. Basically, it will take a string and then split into all the words, right? It's more actually easy to see than to explain. So let's do this. So let's define another string, s2 equals s1. Sorry, not to call the functions first. Strings dot fields, because sometimes what you have to do in a coding program is you have to look through all the words in a string to do something with it, and you don't want to write that code live in a coding interview. And we're going to say s1, and then we're going to print it, fmt.print. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. That's a huge favor to me. I appreciate that. fmt print, we're going to print this second string that we created. Okay, Command S, run the code. First one is not there because it's already, we're testing that again. You see what it returns is a slice. It returns like an array, right? Of all the words, A, B, C, D, F. Now, if you wanted to, you could loop through these words to do something with it. But now you have a slice that has all the words given in this string. So that's fields. Next one we're going to do is index. Index means give me the first number. So let's say I'm looking for a string called small abc. It's going to give me 0 because it first appears in 0th index. It's a 0th character. If I gave it a capital, it'll probably be like 8 or 9 because that's when it first appears. So let's use that. So let's give it a variable. Where is it? Is what we're going to call it. And that is, we're going to give it 2 parameters. S1 is where we're going to find it. And what are we going to look for? We're going to look for, let's do ABC. So that should return 0. fmt print. We'll check why S1 is complaining. Print. Why is it not giving me help? That's kind of funny. fmt print line. With this time print. Where is it? All right. Now, why is it complaining? Where is it equal this one? Oh, because we didn't even use the function. Equals strings dot index. All right. So now it's better. Run the code. And you see it gave me 0 because 0th index, 0th character is where ABC first comes out. Now if we do, let's say HAA, it should give me a different number. Yep, 19. And now if we give something that doesn't exist, like that, it should give me -1. There you go. So you can use this to find out where something is inside the string. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.